Hello,
Yay.
everybody. This is Leah and Larissa back to talk more about the retreat and even the retreats, the whole series that we're doing. So we wanted to start just by sharing a bit more about this retreat in detail, not just why we're excited about it, but sort of what you can expect from this Find Your Wings retreat as a sort of a eagle eye view of this whole Wings series. We have these three retreats. They're Find Your Wings is the first one, Claim Your Wings is the second one, and Take Flight is the third one. So this first retreat is really, Leah put it beautifully earlier when we were chatting, that we are focusing on and intending to come home to ourselves. And if we think of the analogy of wings and taking flight, we're thinking of this first retreat as, you're just a little bird in your nest and you're getting really familiar with your nest. That is what we are doing in this retreat. Coming home to ourselves, knowing what that secure home base is, and knowing more of who we are.
The more we act from a place within, from our truth, the stronger that nest gets. And I think that that's what's so cool about thinking about this first retreat, really thinking about that nest and finding ways to connect with it and connect and ground down into ourselves. Because when we're out there in the world, there's so many things always pulling at us. And if we don't know what it feels like to really come home to ourselves and to ground into our truth, then it's hard to make aligned choices. And so it's like really giving yourself that time to connect in and hear your voices and learn to come back to that again and again. So I think that's part of this first retreat, right? Is like, we're going to really figure out, like, what does it mean to like stand in our truth, and what does that even feel like in our bodies, and how might we express that and share that and be witnessed talking about it so that we can feel it for real, like, here I am standing in my truth.
Yeah, I love so much of what you said. The stuff about all the stuff that interferes, coming back to that authentic truth is coming back to the purity of what we are. And the space that we're creating in Find Your Wings, and which we'll expand upon in Claim Your Wings and Take Flight, is that space of clearing out that interference, like you were saying, those patterns, those programs. And
Yeah.
there's something so powerful about doing that in a circle of trust with women. So
Yeah.
that's really a cool thing. So we also talked about wanting to share with you all just a little taste of some of what you might experience at this first retreat.
Yeah, so we're just wanting to think of something that you could start doing right now, before the retreat even happens, to just start connecting within. And um there's this exercise that I've done with people, called, I think it's called the 5 whys, but really it's just about asking yourself why over and over again till you get to the core. So you take something in your life that is like challenging for you, and maybe it's, I'll use a simple example of like, I want to change jobs. Well, why? I don't like the hours that I have to work. I have to get up too early and it feels overwhelming. Well, why? Well, I just feel tired, and I'm hoping that some other job will help me with that. Well, why are you tired? I'm tired because I don't take good enough care of myself. And this is so funny. Like right now in this moment, I'm feeling a little emotional because it's like I'm getting to that point, and I can totally resonate with this. Like, I don't take good enough care of myself.
Yep.
That is like the core of like this surface thing, which, you know, I mean, yes, maybe switching jobs will be a good choice for you, but ultimately it's like, I need to learn to take better care of myself.
Feels
Yeah.
like a really good kernel to do the soul scribble with.
Yeah.
So if you want to do the soul scribble with this, I'll describe and Leah knows this. I shared this with her, I don't know, a couple of years ago, maybe.
Yeah. When we were on Monhegan
Yeah,
Island.
that's right, 2020. So, and she just like has taken off with it and has shared it with lots of other people. And it's a really fun exercise, which you may already know. So you've got this question. So you're like, I'm not taking care of me.
Right.
So you can ask form a question of that. Maybe it's, why am I not taking good care of me? Maybe it's, what do I need to know about this? What do I need? What do I need in order to be taking better care of me? And you're going to take that question, which Leah, you can take a moment and formulate that in your mind. So you have your pen and your paper?
Okay. I do.
And when you have your question, just write it along the edge of your paper.
Okay.
Okay. And now what Leah's going to do is she's going to put her pen in her non-dominant hand. She's going to close her eyes and she's going to scribble for just 5 seconds. And this isn't a doodle. It's not like, oh, I'm going to make little spirals. It's truly like, imagine yourself a toddler and you're just scribbling. All right. Let's see what Leah's got now. Oh, you got a lot done. Good job. You have a lot to work with there. So the next stage is to look at your scribble and see if anything jumps out at you in it. Well, and then you'll just clarify that. And then if you have pens, markers, colored pencils, crayons, you can just color it in and have fun with it. Make a masterpiece. You're just letting go into the creative flow. And then as you are doing that, you will ask yourself to write down 5 words that image inspires or brings to mind for you. You can write them right on the page with the soul scribble.
Just so you can all see and I don't even know if you can see what it is, but to me, this is like a goose's head.
Yeah.
Into the body. And this looked like a flower at first, and then it turned into a heart as I was scribbling with it. And the words that came through were love. I was kind of thinking this is like the ugly duckling, you know, and it's like this beauty in the darkness. Like there's so much beauty in the parts of us that we think are not acceptable or not good enough or whatever. Like that really like jumped out at me as like, and then the other word is flow and flower. And my question was, what do I need to know to help me stick to my self-care? The flow part is like really jumping out at me as like, I know what it feels like to be in flow with myself and to just be able to be moving from a grounded place and be able to respond to questions and things in my world with more ease and more heart. And so really just in this moment, I'm like connecting with that remembrance of that feeling of flow. And like, I know what I need to do to get back there. And so it just like, that feels like I want to write the word flow all around my house to just like, yeah, if you want to be in flow, you need to do that thing, which for me is taking the time in nature every day to help me stay in flow. So
wow, that's powerful.
That felt really like a good message that came through that.